Shalom, all praise the Yahweh Shemel Shah, double honor to the apostles of GMS. My name is Amna Wa'ala. Coming at you once again with another show. And this show, I don't got a topic. I just just open with the Bible and chose the scripture. I'm gonna get right to it. 1 John 2:19. They were not from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us. But they went out, that they might be made manifest, that they were not all of us. Now let's break that down. They went out from us, right? They went out from us. They left us. They were once a part of our group, or once a part of us in the faith, right? But they went out from us. They left the faith. But they were not of us. So they said they went out from us, but they were not of us. Because they were not truly of us. They were not truly in the truth. They were not truly taking heed and keeping the sayings of Yahushua. They weren't true believers. So they were not from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, if they had truly been of us, if they had truly been believers, they would no doubt have continued with us. They would no doubt have continued with us in the truth. They would no doubt have stayed with us. They wouldn't have fallen out. They would have remained to the end. They would have fought the good fight of faith. But they went out, that they might be made manifest, that they were not all of us. But they went out, they left, that it might be made manifest that they were not all of us. That it might be made manifest, or that it will be manifested, or made public, or made known, that they were not truly in this truth. They were not truly in the faith. That they were not true believers. Okay? And that's true. Because, you got guys that came in this thing years ago, before I came into camp. Guys that came in the year I came into camp. And you got guys that came in after I came into camp. And guess what? They fell out. You got guys that came into camp and stayed in the camp for like a week. 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They've been in camp 3 weeks, I don't think I'm ready. And then they'll go out and back into the crowd or some shit. And then eventually just stop showing up. Because they weren't truly in this thing. Now let me get a parable real quick. Matthew chapter 13. Let me see real quick. Yeah. Matthew 13 and 19. I'll start at 18. Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom, and understandeth it not. When someone hears these words, the words of the Bible, and they don't understand these words, right, they hear it not, and understand it not, then cometh the wicked one, which is Satan, and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is the seed received by the wayside. So that's the seed received by the wayside. The seed is the word. Let's go to the book of Luke. Should be Luke 10 and 18. Luke chapter 10 verse 18. It says, let me see. Nope, maybe 8 and 10, 8 and 11. Let me go right to the point. Luke 8 and 11. Now the parable is this. The seed is the word of the Most High. So Luke 8 and Matthew 13 are both speaking about the same parable. And in Luke the 8th chapter and the 11th verse, it tells you exactly what the seed is. The seed is the word of the Most High. So that's the word of the kingdom. They hear it, but they don't understand the word. Then the wicked one, which is Satan, catcheth the seed that was sown in his heart, meaning in his mind. Okay? Which is where your spirit is located. That's why the scripture tells you in Ephesians, renew ye the spirit of your mind. So it says, going back to Matthew 13. Matthew 13:19. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one, and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which receives seed by the wayside. Right? That's the one that receives seed by the wayside. Like a person who takes seed and throws the seed, what eventually happens is some seed falls by the wayside. Some seed that may be sown, when you sow the seed, you scattering it. You scattering the seed. You throwing it. Some seed might not go in the soil. Some seed might go on concrete. Some seed might be thrown by the wayside and might not necessarily fall on the soil. That's an example of the person who heard the word, understood it not. And then a wicked one, Satan, catch that was sown in his heart. Alright? Catch away that which was sown in his heart. Verse 20. But he that received this, that's these guys that just hear the word. Oh yeah, I like the way that sounds. Yeah, man, that's real, man. Yo, man, I love this, man. Yo. That's them kind of guys. They come with this thing just for theatrics, so to speak. They like the way you dress, they like the way that you curse out white people and curse out women. You know, curse out niggas, and they find that appealing. But they're not really in it for what's being taught. Verse 20. But he that receives seed into stony places, the same as he that heareth the word, and Anna with joy received it. That's another example of them same kind of guys. They quickly receive it. Oh yeah, yo, man, for real. And then they want to join the camp. So you got one guy that sowed the seed by the wayside. That's the guys just hear the word, like the way you teach and want to be down. That's the way you teach and all of that. You got guys that's the seed is sown amongst stony ground. And when seed is sown among stony places, just as when seed is sown among the wayside, what eventually happens is what? The seed can't take root. The word can't take root in your heart because it's not sown into good ground. So those guys that receive the seed amongst the stony places, and Anon with joy receive it. Anon, A-N-O-N, meaning what? Quickly. They quickly received it. They liked the way you taught and wanted to join. You know? Yet he hath not root in himself, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution arises because of the word, by and by he is offended. So when persecution arises because of the word, he's offended and he leaves. They were not from because they were not of us, right? Verse 22. He also, because when he started catching hell, he was offended. When persecution because of the word came around. Probably started catching hell from his woman. You know, stuff started going wrong that always used to go right. You know, started losing money. Had to sacrifice his Saturdays. You know what I mean? He had to stop doing certain things because of what the scriptures teach. You know, he got offended. Having teaching the cold. Verse 22. He also that receives seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world, right, the care of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and becometh unfruitful. Right. So it's another one that heareth the word, the seed that's sown among thorns. Now we take seed, right? Now first of all, can you sow seed among thorns? No, you can't. You can't sow a seed among thorns. Because if you take seeds, right, and you throw it into the soil, let's say you throw seeds into a bushel of thorns, right? Let's say you throw seeds into a bush filled with thorns, right? The seed eventually falls to the ground and it's in the soil. But what will eventually happen once that seed takes root and begins to grow? What's going to eventually happen? We're going to read it. He also receives seed among thorns, is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful. Eventually, when the seed begins to grow into a plant, the bush of thorns is going to choke the plant. The plant is going to become tangled in that bush of thorns, and the plant won't be able to truly be able to flourish the way it's supposed to, because it's being entrapped in these thorns. So it said, he also that receives seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world, then to go on in this world, and they want to be rich, want to be famous, want to be something in this society. Because the world is anything that's opposite of the Most High. Okay? The world is this present life. We're looking for life everlasting, which is going to come after this society is over. So anyone looking to be something or in this present life, that's a person that's down with the kids of this world. And I don't mean if you got a job where you get paid $17 an hour, and if you take a test you can go to $25 an hour. Oh well, see, you in the world. I'm not talking about that. You gotta use discretion, man. You gotta use knowledge. Okay? People that's looking forward to a life in this society, a life in this world. And the deceitfulness of riches. Why do I say the deceitfulness of riches? Because the scriptures tell you that when the scriptures speak about riches, the scriptures tell you trust not in uncertain riches. Okay? It tells you trust not in uncertain riches, because riches make themselves wings and fly away. Like a bird that has wings eventually flies away and you can't catch it. That's like what riches are. Riches make themselves wings and fly away. In other words, you have riches one moment and then the next minute they're gone. So it says the deceitfulness of riches, because you think the riches is going to stay with you. They ain't going to stay. It's not going to stay, because eventually you're going to spend it all. It's going to get stolen, or the society's economy is going to collapse. So you're deceiving your own self. So Yahushua said, store treasures in heaven that don't rust, where moths don't corrupt, and where thieves don't break through and steal. Because moths can corrupt silk garments, gold can rust, and thieves can break through and steal those things. But if you store them in, that's the physical, those physical things. But if you store that gold or that raiment, which is clothing, in heaven, then it can never rust. Moths can never corrupt it. These can never break through and steal it because you stored it in heaven. That's spiritual treasure, in other words. Okay? Which is what starts with this word, because this word is a treasure. What's that? Romans 11:33. But reading on, it says, and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful. So the plant can't really flourish because it's trapped up, it's choked up in that bush of thorns, and you becometh unfruitful. You don't bear no fruit. You don't gather any souls to the kingdom. It says, but he that receives seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word and understandeth it. The ones that hear the word and understand it, they receive the seed into that good ground. The seed is being sown and it goes into that good ground and is taking root, which also bears fruit. It bears fruit because it grows, it flourishes. You go out there and teach the word and you bring more people in. They believe by your teachings. Alright? By you teaching the word of Yahushua, which is the Bible, and bring it forth, some 100-fold and some 60 and some 30. Now I'm going to end it up with this scripture too, because the Apostle Paul knew somebody that left him. I'm going to end it up with this. This is 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 9. Do thy diligence to come surely unto me, for Demas hath forsaken me, having loved this present world, and is departed unto Thessalonica. So Demas forsook Paul, having loved this present world, and departed unto Thessalonica. So you had guys that was even with the Apostle Paul back then, over 1,000 years ago, thousands of years ago, who claimed to be believers, but were not from him, because they were not of him. Who went out from us because they were not of us. So we got examples going back thousands of years ago, and it's still happening now. So with that, all brothers learn something, and I'm going to close and I'm going to say shalom.